I'm going to take the opportunity now to apologise for the sound of my voice. It is coming back slowly. After the razor wire incident of yesterday, yes, well, recovery is important. The weekend should resolve this swiftly. Later tonight, 9:30 PM, correction, 8:30 PM, because, seriously, why not start earlier? And why not stress my voice even more? On the Omegon Plays channel and on Twitch, I shall be streaming Euro Truck Simulator 2. As I have completed the World of Trucks event, we're just going to go wherever we want. Hope to see you all there, link to both below. Oh, I can go deeper. How cool is that? Anyway, the subject of today's video is going to be a couple of incidents, and we are going to decide sentences, because these are only allegations right now. We don't have more information just yet. Because of that, we have to go with what the news has reported, and I'm sure then you, my delightful audience, hello, can then tell me what you think the sentence should be considering the nature of the alleged crime, okay? The first one is a teenager who's been dubbed a cannibal teen who tortured her brother to death, possibly, in what has been considered a ritual murder. This is her. She's 18 years old, so it's okay. Her name is Karina Rock. Her alleged crime is against her brother, her 5-year-old brother, where they believe, the Brazilian police believe, that she murdered her brother and ate his genitals. This reminds me of that Japanese art piece, but without the money and, you know, consent. On Thursday of last week, Macon Rock, the son's mother, who is not being named, I assume, to protect her from this, which makes fuck all sense, really. Maybe it does, and my razor-wire-addled mind has yet to work it out. Discovered the 18-year-old Karina standing beside her brother's mutilated remains at their home in Rock. Wait, their surname is also the place? Okay. Detectives have said that the victim's corpse had grotesque injuries, with the head being partially decapitated, I assume for that much-needed brain food, how very Hannibal of you, with knife wounds to the wrist, both eyeballs being pierced, and the feet being burned, with the sister claiming that she had cut off her brother's genital organs and eaten them. Well, I hope they pumped her stomach really fast. Unless, of course, she did something, and I'm not going to go into a list of how she could have cooked them. I'm not going to read from certain parts of the article where the entire picture is painted, because I think it's quite... I mean, if the description of the poor boy's remains isn't bad enough, I don't think it right to read the story that shows you what led them to that point. I will continue on the part that says they tried to prevent her from running, but she became very aggressive and started throwing objects, like stones. I assume they threw the dog back because she bit the dog. Then again, the dog also attacked her, so good on you, dog. Good boy. Forensic investigators have confirmed that he was damaged after he was killed, and that she also deliberately destroyed things like her cell phone to destroy any evidence of online contact, which is not a surprise, because if other people had led her to that, or to conduct that little experiment, that ritual as it were, you wouldn't want to out them now, would you? I, in all honesty, would hate to be the investigators on this, trying to work out which devil-worshipping ritual this is, whether this is a part of some kind of online Satanist movement, or some kind of black magic ritual, because this all baffles me. Quite frankly, I think any kind of idea that magic works is bullshit. If there was a ritual, by the way, that meant I had to kill a sibling to live forever, no, I'm not going to do it. If it gave me rejuvenation, some kind of regeneration and anti-aging, I'm still not going to do it. In fact, I can't think of a single ritual where I would have to kill a sibling would be worth it. And that's not because I value my siblings. Quite frankly, they piss me off. They know that. But it's simply because I do not believe I have the right to take any life. I don't have that right. I don't have the right to decide who gets to live or die. And what some scripture, some scroll, some book, some forum, a series of tweets perhaps, or the opinion piece in a newspaper will not change my view on that. I know there are others that disagree, and they are the ones that stand in the favour of death penalty for certain crimes. Not debating that. What I feel really bad for is that this kid didn't stand a chance. From the article alone, you can ascertain she is quite strong for her age and her size, and one can only hope when she goes to prison, she gets absolutely because you've got to remember here, it doesn't matter what your faith is, doesn't matter what sexuality you hold, doesn't matter what your gender is. The moment you abuse a child, you're done. Most people can agree to that. In fact, I think I know a few people who did hurt a child, went to prison and simply put their hands behind their backs and took it because they knew they deserved it. Children don't deserve to be the playthings of adults, especially when they are doing something so selfish as to partake in a alleged black magic ritual for reasons that still have yet to be truly proven valid, although that's impossible, really, isn't it? There is no black magic ritual that would ever validate murdering your brother, and that goes for anyone, really. Now, at this present moment, Karina is currently being held in isolation at Votorantim Women's Prison in Sao Paulo. She's also on suicide watch, which doesn't surprise me. Last thing she'd want to do is be punished for doing something bad, especially something as utterly fucked as this. The article also indicates that she's never been a problem before, which does lead me to believe that she was groomed by somebody online, or fell in with the wrong crowd online, and they pushed her in that direction because she found, I don't know, something interesting enough to kill her brother. I personally, cause of the murder of her brother and the admission of murdering her brother, believe life imprisonment is accurate. The ritual is a debated. It's still murder and mutilation of a corpse. But I'd very much like to know what you guys think of that. The next article comes from lawandcrime.com, from a woman in Ohio, and I thought this was a bit of a dishonest thing, because the title goes, Ohio woman with alleged history of dog sex is now accused of robbing a bank, as if one is a possible progression from the other, but also alleged history of dog sex doesn't actually mean that the 35-year-old Amber Finney has in fact buggered dogs or let dogs bugger her. So the article should just be called Ohio woman now accused of robbing a bank, but I get the whole clickbait of needing alleged history of dog sex because that is quite the accusation, and certainly interesting enough to get many of us clicking on that site. Unfortunately for you, I've archived this, so you won't be getting additional views. What makes this one a little more confusing is that the first line of the first paragraph says, in a legal knot of canine proportions, lol, a woman currently on probation for bestiality was charged with bank robbery on Monday. So she was on probation for allegedly fucking a dog, or dogs fucking her. Not going to judge. You must have been desperate. It does explain the paw tattoo on your shoulder. Went and robbed a bank on Monday. One has to assume you did it to, what, pay the loaner back that paid your bail? I don't know. To give context on the dog buggery, in 2017 there was a viral video from New Year's Day showing Amber Finney performing a sexual act on a dog. She pleaded no contest and received a suspended sentence plus 5 years of probation for violating a recently enacted city ordinance, which makes it a first-degree misdemeanor to engage in sex with animal. Wait, so is this still alleged? I know she pled no contest, but... Huh? Ah, I don't give a shit. She robbed a bank. You're fucked. And rather unfortunately for you, the only dogs that will fuck you now are those that share your cell with. Congratulations. I'm very much intrigued by this city ordinance, because it was only created in response after a 61-year-old Salvador Rendon was charged with animal cruelty and only given a 30-day sentence for allegedly having sex with 2 dogs, because there was no specific law against bestiality on the books in the town. The word wow seems very appropriate here. Just wow. Now, the city ordinance prohibits these particular sex offenders from owning pets. Well, I guess that's fantastic. It's nice to know they've been blackballed from potentially buggering more pets. Anyway, I'd very much like to know what you think about the first case more importantly. This one to me is just the second case. It's more interesting, in the sense that she may have buggered an animal, but past the video which she claims was doctored, you don't really have much on it. Anyway, if I don't see you tonight over on Omegon Plays, and on Twitch, of course, I hope you all have a lovely Friday and weekend. Sorry for not uploading yesterday, and thank you all for listening.